r/AskReddit. What's the bitchiest, most pretentious / entitled thing someone can have in their online profile? I once saw a profile that said all the countries this girl had visited. Denmark, Sweden, Australia, Cameroon, Thailand, Japan, and many more. Then it said her exes brought her to France and China, which she did not enjoy. She said if you wanted to date her you better bring her to nice places or else. I've got a nice place to bring you, Pennsylvania. CEO of Last Name Industries. School of Hard Knocks. When I see self-employed or own my own business, but no info on the industry or what they do, my immediate thought is drug dealer. I saw plenty of self-employed people on there who gave some description of what they do for a living, so it seemed sketchy when someone didn't mention the actual job. I had an ex-friend put her FBIQ test results. I suggested that she take it down, since her score was 87. But 87 is almost a B+. And I am not saying that she was stupid, but she did fall for URL 1 million visitor website prizes and she got catfished on 3 different occasions. The profiles that say, like you have to be this height, this weight or make this income and such. Yeah, roller coasters are the worst. Sorry sir, you aren't rich enough for this roller coaster. Try the merry-go-round. I'm not like most girls or you know my name not my story. The last one is super cringy. Just why? I'm guessing if she was a story, she'd be a pamphlet. I've seen the word sassy get thrown around a lot, which I've found to be synonymous with I'm needlessly going to be a bitch to you. Agreed. There is a huge difference between sassy and bitchy. I wish more people understood which was which. What about sassy bitch? No drama. Usually means they are just full of it. They just don't want you to bring your own, and sully Thizia who said anything about drama anyway. This is true 100% of the time for all genders. Their PayPal, Apple Pay, link to their Amazon wishlist, and lol it's Cosima, star sign. Never seen this. What does this even mean? That I'm supposed to give some random internet stranger money? Bait for thirsty, pathetic dudes to give them stuff. Probably won't swipe right on you. I don't message first. I see this on Bumble a lot. Like, do you know how this app works? Backquote I don't speak broke sorry. Comes from people who literally spend their parents' money. Damn, I think you're right. I only have one anecdote for it, but it was the only woman I went out on a date with that actually said those words halfway through our date. I took it more as a playful joke cause I don't usually assume people can be that harsh on a first date. I asked her previously what she did for a living, and she said she had a job influencing fashion on Instagram and she wanted me to follow her. Also found out she still lived at home with her parents. After that night I checked out her rig, and she had less than 100 followers, but she drove a Lexus to our date with decals. That would imply it belonged to a woman of her age, if you know what I mean. I figured she was spending her folks' money after that. Never did see her again. When their About Me section is just their Venmo account every time this happens I request $20 from them never gotten paid, but it gives me a chuckle 90% of what I do on dating apps is just because it makes me laugh. Yeah, any MLM. Any of them. Why did we let them rebrand pyramid schemes as MLM anyway? Fluent in sarcasm. Just so cheesy and overused. The funny thing is they never are any time they're wearing one of those shirts and are faced with nice shirt bro. They take it as a compliment SMH. Anytime someone says this to me, regardless of what I'm wearing, I respond with thanks. I bought it myself. I'm not your average bitch. Still a bitch though, definitely still a bitch. And odds are, still average. Putting that they won't message you first. Like are you too good to message someone first? Or if you're reading this, odds are I probably hate you. Ma'am this is Bumble. It's surprising the amount of girls on Bumble who do put that. The amount of friends/followers they have on social media. So, I should not lead with the fact that I have like 7 followers on Roblox. I need to rethink things. You should post this in the quality vs quantity thread. Always the smartest person in the room. Then you're in some pretty dense rooms, aren't you, you numpty? If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you are either mistaken, or you're in the wrong room. Or you're sitting in an empty room. When people say only God can judge me, every time I see that line, I cringe because I know only foolishness will follow. Your tattoo says only God can judge you, yet here I am. Gotta say, when I left the house this morning I sure didn't expect to discover my own divinity, but that tattoo is trashy as fuck, so that can only mean one thing, I guess. Don't talk to me unless you're over a certain height/under a certain weight. Actually, it would be quite interesting to talk to anyone in neither of those demographics. You mean anyone outside of those demographics? Outspoken, opinionated, and I make no apologies for it. Not for the faint of heart. Colleague's unemployed wife has this on her FB. She should just write "I'm rude" and save everyone the trouble of reading the rest. The no apologies part is what gets me. I can handle you having opinions and outspoken about certain stuff, but the no apologies definitely means she doesn't shut up about it. I saw one where a guy, whose pictures were all vacation-y, just had been to more places and am more cultured than you. Unironically, as best as I could tell. Okay. But doesn't speak a second language. I'm always amazed at how many people think that having selfies at all the world's tourist traps makes them more cultured than others. The thing that used to annoy me was when a woman's profile just had a long list of demands. You must be this, and this. Off. But she put absolutely nothing about what she has to offer in return. Just basically saying, jump through all my hoops to prove you're good enough. No, thanks. Even if I did somehow impress your candy ass, it would just be a never-ending chore of making sure your every whim is catered to, or I'm out. When a woman's profile just had a long list of demands, this is a blessing, really. Think of it like bright coloring in plants and insects. It's how you know which ones to avoid because they are poisonous. Studied at School of Hard Knocks. Get over yourself, Dale. You grew up in a suburb. Orange County Commando. Beverly Hills. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best, or some shit like that. Yeah, no one deserves your emotional manipulation and temper tantrums just for what? You dress nice? Saw one recently that was, if you can't handle me at my worst, well, good. Stick up for yourself. You deserve better. Gotta swipe right. When I was online dating, I saw a lot of guys just list that they had a job and paid their own bills in their description. Sometimes with the line "I guess women don't want that anymore" added after it for a little salt. That was it. The fact that they were functional adults paying bills was their whole spiel. They weren't even working high-paying jobs, so it's not like they were trying to go after the gold digger market. Nope, they had a middle-of-the-road entry-level job and paid their bills. That is it. 50% chance there was a picture of them holding a fish. Wow, congrats on not starving to death, you overachiever. I feel bad for the women who have never been told they are too outspoken, too bold, too wild, too adventurous, too feisty, or too sensual. What boring lives they must lead. My heart was never made for a small town, for one-track-minded people. I was never made to be confined in a bubble. I knew that back then, and I for sure understand even better now. End of story. From a girl I used to work with. Anyway, do you wanna buy some essential oils? I'm not like other girls, I buy excessive oils. I quite often see men posting that they want a woman who is very intelligent, but not as smart as me, of course. I always vomit in my mouth a little. Red flag for I have insecurities and want to dominate a smart woman to feel better about my life. Pizza. People acting like enjoying pizza makes them a different breed of human. Reminds me of that stupid bacon fad a few years back. I mean, bacon is great and all, but it's not part of my personality. Still not convinced it wasn't some guerrilla pork marketing job. Bacon ninja pizza mustache. Same with no. Insert visually identifiable group here. Like, the only purpose those comments serve is to insult people. And I'd guess throw out some red flags right away to turn off some of the people who would have matched with you otherwise. Edit to clarify, personality traits aren't what I'm referring to here. No animal haters wouldn't apply, because that's usually not something you can't tell just by looking at their pictures. No muggles. Pure bloods only. Didn't some German guy try this 80 years ago? Sapiosexual shut the up. I'm the opposite. Ick, now what gets me going? Morons. I'm pretty sure you're joking, but I have a weakness for dumb people, and I hate it about myself. In my defense, I was left unsupervised. Foo. You're just admitting how much of an irresponsible you are. Lol, I forgot about this one. Literally confessing that you're a full-time burden. Jokingly confessing you're a lovable ball of energy with a messy streak. Actually just proving that your most notable trait is probably being annoying and an attention black hole. Girls who call themselves bad bitches, but in reality, are too scared to ask the guy at the McDonald's counter for more ketchup. Oh my, this was funny. There are plenty of reasons to avoid McDonald's, and the additional verbal exchange needed to secure an adequate ketchup ration is one of them. Someone I went to high school with posted on FB about some bank certification he got. Congrats, but it wasn't a big deal. But he compared his studying to another friend's endeavor, a war veteran. He was comparing reading some book at home and taking a test to getting shot at in Iraq. I normally don't care what people say on FB, but this really bothered me. He used some analogy such as we both put our heads down and kept pushing through. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Laugh with Mims. Goodbye.